So we're going to find the volume of a complex shape. So first, we determine what shapes make up the figure. And then we're going to write an equation. So this equation has to be written on each one. So we're going to write volume total equals, like if the shape was a cylinder and a cone, then you would say the volume cylinder plus the volume of the cone. We're going to write the volume formulas. So right under here you would have the formula for a cylinder and the formula for a cone. And then we're going to substitute the values in. Then we're going to calculate them. And we're going to round and put units cubed. All right. I'm not even touching the board. Yikes. Okay. So what shape does this look like?
A half sphere.
Half of a sphere. So it's called a hemisphere. And the only thing you do differently, so I'm not going to calculate this volume, but the only thing you do differently is you still write 4 times pi r cubed over 3, but since you want half, you're going to, at the end, you're going to divide it in 2. Get half. All right? Question? I didn't give you... We're going to do the shape. So what two shapes does it look like? No? Okay, what two shapes does it look like?
Cylinder and a rectangular.
Cylinder and a rectangular prism. What? So, you would say, so in your notes, I want you to write V total, which is volume total, equals, so I see, we're going to do the prism first. So the rectangular, hold on. V rectangular, we're going to abbreviate rectangular, REC, prism, plus, and then it's 1/2, right? It's a half a cylinder, the cylinder. So now we're going to write our formula. So what is the formula for a rectangular prism? Yes, and the formula that we have on our sheet is base times height. This is area of the base. So, and just like Jason said, it is length times width. So length times width times height. And then we're going to add to that, what's the volume of a cylinder? What's the formula? Pi r squared h. And then at the end, we're just going to divide it by 2. So you have to write this first sentence and then the formula. Now, let's just work on the prism first. So we're just going to take 8 times 13 times 3. So what's 8 times 13 times 3? 312. I'm going to box that in. I'm not going to label it. I'm not going to label till the end. You don't have to label until your final answer. And I'm going to box that in to let me know that my volume for the rectangular prism is right here. All right, so now let's do the half a cylinder. So 3.14. What's my radius? Well, my radius for my cylinder is right here, right? Because that's half of the cylinder. So this is the but this is not radius. This is what? That's diameter. So that's the 8. That's the diameter. And so my radius would be what? Half of that, 4. So 4 squared. My height for my cylinder is what? Yes, right here, 13. So times 13, and then divide by 2. So go ahead and put 3.14 times 4 squared, or 16, times 13, and then hit divide by 2. What did you get? What is it? One person? Ethan? Okay. You guys are saying it all together. I couldn't hear. Okay, 326.56. You all agree? So now we're going to add these two. And we're going to say the volume total is, and since we're using pi, we're going to say about, add these two, so it should be what? 638.56. What is it? Inches cubed. So here's your answer. Okay, so it's just like two shapes, finding two volumes, adding them together. Any questions on this? All right, I want you to talk with your shoulder partner and discuss what two shapes or what shapes do you see? Okay, what shapes do you see? Brian. Yes, what is it? Okay, so a hemisphere and cylinder and another hemisphere. So what is a hemisphere and a hemisphere? A full sphere, right? So since it's all the same, we can just calculate one sphere and one cylinder. So you're going to say volume total equals the volume of a sphere plus the volume of a cylinder. All right, what's the formula for a sphere? 4 pi r cubed divided by 3. And what's the formula for a cylinder? Pi r squared h. So you don't have to put the v equals on these ones, okay, because you already have it up here. You know you're doing the volume, so then we can just calculate. If you wanted to calculate half a sphere and half a sphere, could you? Yeah, but why would you? At the end.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. So let's substitute in. 4 times 3.14. What's my radius? 6 cubed over 3. So put in your calculator 4 times 3.14 times 6, shift arrow, divided by 3. So what did you get? 904.32? Does anybody agree? Yes. Okay. Now let's do this one, the cylinder. 3.14 times 6 squared times what's my height? 11. So calculate that out. So 3.14 times 6 squared, or 36, times 11 is 1,243.44. Does everyone agree? Okay, so those are my two individual volumes. So what are we going to do with these? Add. So add them up. And what do you get? $47. Everyone agree? Is that what you got? Did you label it? Don't get a fix. Label. All right. I want you to do this one. So identify your shapes and write your statement, write your formulas, fill in your formulas, calculate. But this is what? The height of your cone. This one right here, this figure, is the height of the cylinder at the end. So you should have wrote your total statement. V total equals the volume of a cone plus the volume of a cylinder. And you could have these reversed. And so the cone, the formula, pi r squared h divided by 3. Cylinder, pi r squared h. So you should have 3.14 times my radius is 6 squared, and the height of a cone is 4 divided by 3. And when you solve that, you would get 150.72. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay, so that's your first volume. Now, this would be 3.14. The radius is the same. It's 6 squared. The height of the cylinder is now 6. So when you calculate that out, you get 678.24. Everyone agree? Now I'm going to take these, I'm going to add them. So my V total, my volume total is 828.96 what? Inches cubed. Raise your hand if you got that right. All right. So if you didn't, look to see what are you doing incorrectly. What are you doing incorrectly? All right. Okay, so let's look at this one. Sarah buys a can of pineapple juice. The volume of the juice is 49 inches cubed. She wants to fill glasses shaped like a cylinder. The glass has a diameter of 2 inches and a height of 5 inches. How many glasses will she fill completely? So let's look. So pineapple juice. It can be any shape. I'm just making it a cylinder shape. But this is the pineapple juice. It doesn't have to be a cylinder. It can be a sphere. I doubt it, because it would roll off the shelf. It could be a rectangular prism. It could be a cube, right? A square prism. It could be a triangular prism. Because they just told me that the volume is 49 inches cubed.
That's a lot of
No, probably not. All right, but they do tell me that the glasses are shaped like what? Cylinders. So let's make a cylinder, and we're going to call this the glass. All right, so what do they tell me about this glass? They tell me that it has a diameter of 2, so I'm going to draw a diameter, and I'm going to put 2, so this is the diameter, and it has a height of 5, so I'm going to put a little 5 on the side. So I want to figure out what the volume is of this glass, because I want to see how many I can fill with my pineapple juice. So this is a cylinder, so the volume of a cylinder, and the cylinder is what? Pi r squared h. So let's fill in 3.14. What's my radius? 1, right? Because the diameter is 2. So the radius is half of that. It's 1. So 1 squared, and the height is 5. So put this in, 3.14. Are you going to times it by 1 squared? No, just by 5. So what is it? 15.7 what? Inches cubed. So this glass is 15.7 inches cubed in volume. So it's the volume. How am I going to figure out how many glasses? Divide. You can divide or subtract repeatedly. So 49 is your total, or is your juice, right? The pineapple juice. And I'm going to divide that by 15.7. This is your glass. So what's 49 divided by 15.7?
3.121.
So 3.12 glasses. Now, is that my answer?
No.
No, because I want to know how much you can fill completely. So she can fill, so write it out, she can fill 3 glasses completely. Julia. So there's your answer. And then she's going to have a little bit left over. That 0.12 cubic inches. All right, next up. You try one. Jake was thirsty and grabbed a can of soda. The can is shaped like a cylinder. The can was 12 centimeters tall with a diameter of 6 centimeters. He drank 1/4 of the soda in one gulp. How much volume did he drink? So, figure out the volume of your soda. Then figure out how much he drank. First thing you got to do is what? Figure out the volume of your soda. So it says it's shaped like a cylinder. And it gives me, the can is 12 inches tall, or 12 centimeters tall, and a diameter of 6. So 6 is the diameter, so what's the radius? 3. So the volume of the cylinder is going to be pi r squared h. So 3.14 times 3 squared times 12 is how much? 339.12, and this is centimeters cubed. So then how do I figure out how much he drank? 1/4? Divide by 4. So what's 339.12 divided by 4? 84.75 So you would say Jake drank 84.75 centimeters cubed. And that's it. Okay? Not too bad, right?
Yeah.
Is it 78?
Yeah.
78? 78. All right. Okay, do you have this one? I want you to do this one while I'm passing out the homework. Let's go.
1 minute.